자, 일반 책들을 또 좀 읽겠습니다. Setting Your Heart on Fire. 7 Invitations to Liberate Your Life. Becoming intimate with your shadows, you realize, is the way to become intimate with yourself. The Heart of Change. Real-life stories of how people change their organization. As with the issue of urgency, step 1, none of these methods are remotely sufficient by themselves. Social studies. Hoist the chair, someone else said, and get those doors open. 13 things mentally strong parents don't do. Raising self-assured children and training their brains for a life of happiness, meaning, and success. With enough success, she was able to see that she was a competent person. Competent person who had the ability to make a difference in the world. The 7 powers of question, secret to successful communication in life and work. Set up ground rules. Set up ground rules. Set up ground rules. Ask the prospect if he or she will agree to go ahead. If a question is answered, set up ground rules. Evangelist marketing. The most effective lifestyle messaging is literally made up from the words of your customers, and you get these words by talking to your consumers one-on-one. Righteous or the pork chop. Adding, however, defects are common in all breed. Still, like an artist, 10 things nobody told you about being creative. I get some of my best ideas when I'm bored. Which is why I never take my shirt to the cleaners. The wealthy barber. Everyone's common sense guide to becoming financially independent. Future lump sum obligation. Do What You Want, the book that shows you how to create a career you love. they are asked if they would like to be made permanent. Genes have information on how an organism should grow. Get motivated, overcome any obstacle, achieve any goal, and accelerate your success with the motivational DNA. They need me to be there. All breakdowns occur on the promised day off. Manager's Handbook. The 17 skills leaders need to stand out. Conduct informational interviews with the internal leaders about any function that interested you. How to love. Too soon old, too late smart. And things may be even worse than these results suggest, since 27% said they had lied on at least one question on the survey. The presentation secret of Steve Jobs: how to be insanely great in front of any audience. They say that learning requires consolidation in neural tissue. The more experiences we have with a particular action, the stronger does the connection become. Where flavor is the king. Better transport and improving internet connection are allowing people to work from their dream location. The man who ate everything. Then you slide your thumb between the backbone and one side of the flesh, scraping the end of your thumbnail against the bone all the way to the tail. The strategies. Be the leader your business needs. You are right, of course. Auto repair for dummies. Handle roadside emergencies. Smoothing the ride. Steering and suspension. Tires and transmission. Making sense. Conversations on consciousness, morality, and the future of humanity. I remember taking a class at Stanford where S appeared as a guest lecturer. Mismeasuring our lives. The imputations can be smaller or larger, depending on the country and on the national accounts agreed considered imputation. Stuff white people like. The definitive guide to the unique taste of millions. We were such nerds. Avoid retirement and stay alive. not to worry. What to expect the toddler is the comprehensive and reassuring guide that explains everything parents need to know about the second and third years of their child's life. The Fusion Marketing Bible Fuse. Traditional media, social media, digital media to maximize your marketing. However, we found that the number of options presented by the combined tools was just too overwhelming for even the most ambitious of us. The age of agile, how smart companies are transforming the way work gets done. Management can learn how the accumulation of technical debt lead to increased support cost, difficulty in adding new features, unwanted complexity, and ultimately complete system breakdown. Brilliant Living 31 Insight to Creating an Awesome Life. He said, when a tree is going through its winter season, it can't produce its food via the process of photosynthesis. The art of talking to anyone. Essential people skills for success in any situation. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Fire and the fury inside the Trump at the White House. And yet, on a near-weekly basis, he and Hicks had plotted when next to have the times come in. Eat their lunch, winning customers away from your competition. Moreover, if your competitor knew how to help them do better and cared enough to force the issue, your dream client would not need you. Coaching salespeople into sales champions, the tactical playbook for managers and the executives. How did you handle a particular situation, and what, if anything, could you have done to achieve an even better, more productive outcome? Effective executive compensation, creating a total reward strategy for executives. Pretty tricky, Practicing positive psychology coaching, assessment, activities, and strategies for success. Take the rock climbing ability for example. Stop acting rich and start living like a real millionaire. It was assumed that adults in the early stages of their life cycle would first purchase a Chevrolet and then would trade up to a more expensive and the prestigious model such as a Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, and eventually Cadillac as their social and economic situation improved. The kids of the book dared to ask a question. If you could go to a special high-tech summer program that was really hard but helped you do a lot better in school, would you want to go? Nowadays, the number of marshes have declined, and so animals living there are finding it hard to survive. Create your own future. Finally, once you are fully insured and you have a financial cushion put aside, you should begin to invest carefully in areas you have thoroughly studied or with other successful people whom you know and trust. Coaching the alpha and the male. Laughter instantly broke the tension. Venus never cheat. Frequently, I am asked why Huntsman Corporation has been successful. Because of the internet, understanding the new rules of language. People like that are pathetic. Inner wisdom, meditation for the heart and the soul. I look within my centered space and see the part of me that is pure spirit, pure light, and pure energy. Rituals for virtual meetings. This is a small group ritual that can be adjusted to a large group. The Daily Book of Positive Quotation. Desire. Why is this so? Why is this so? Unbroken. A World War II story of survival, resilience, and the redemption. His last campaign in the Pennsylvania town of the Altoona had met with heckling, big attendance, and hollering, deranged choir members who had to be thrown out of his service, only to return repeatedly like a fly to a spilled jelly. Heckling. Successful time management for dummies. Get the most out of the time you spend. I would have made far fewer mistakes in life and business if I'd understood this earlier in our marriage. You can be happy no matter what. 5 principles for keeping life in perspective. Applying the principles. Grammar and composition. Connecting double negatives. Don't use 2 or more negative words to express the same idea. Same idea. Willpower. Rediscovering the greatest human strengths. By making his diary a habit, by making his diary a habit, like his shaving, he kept writing day after day while conserving his willpower for the next nasty surprise in the jungle. In the jungle. Managing your stakeholders. The power of collective ambition, a different degree of experience. Becoming. I remember this night with a deep fondness now for the low, warm lights of the restaurant and how it had become predictable that with my devotion to punctuality, I'd always be the first. I'd always to be the first to show up. To show up. The 6 most important decisions you'll ever make. Updated for the digital age. Talk through your problems or fight about them. The 20-something guide to getting it together. Go ahead and splurge. It may seem nerdy at first, but grab a neck pillow, some comfortable shoes, and a trusty aluminum water bottle, and you can take on the world. Infographics for dummies. Build your design using wire frames, mood boards, and graphic design tools. Choose the font, the first drop-down menu. Click and hold the small white arrow of font family to open its drop-down menu. Neurodiversity at your competitive advantage. The problem with product proliferation. Unmanaged innovation lead to excessive operational complexity. What's needed is product integration. $1 million habits. 10 simple steps to getting everything you want in life. It's really amazing how cavalierly we dissipate our most precious resource, time, by complicating our lives. The Book of Why, The New Science of Cause and Effect, to find a philosopher who placed counterfactuals at the heart of causality, we have to move ahead to David, the Scottish philosopher and the contemporary of Thomas Bayes. Find your why. A practical guide for discovering purpose for you and your team. Story sharing. The goal is to collect specific stories that reveal both the contribution the organization makes to the lives of others and the impact of their contribution over time. Empty Planet, The Shock of Global Population Decline, an ambitious reimagining of our demographic future. In Sao Paulo, having a residential address is extremely important. Desert giants, Harris's hawks, are the largest birds to make their homes in the saguaro. An ugly truth, the wartime leader. Most of them had little to do with the controversies over election disinformation, and the Cambridge Analytica, and several of them were struggling with their private frustration with Zuckerberg and the Sandberg election disinformation. Sheryl Sandberg on women and the power, complicating the risk from imbalance between product and service innovation and infrastructure innovation is the fact that products and services continue evolving after they are launched, and this evolution is not independent of their infrastructure. Keep sharp. Build a better brain at any age. There is no cure. There is no cure and no new drugs to treat the symptoms of dementia have been approved for 15 years, as 99.6% of drug trials terminate in failure, and well over 400 dead ends have cost billions of dollars. The Owner's Manual, an insider's guide to the body that will make you healthier and younger. Scientifically, this is where some really exciting cancer therapies lie, in studying people who have fought, beaten, and survived cancer to identify, and replicate the mechanism that helped each of them kill cancer cells. The practicing mind, developing focus and discipline in your life. The practicing mind puts you in control of even the most difficult situation and allows you to work with less effort and negative emotion at any activity. The wisdom of menopause. Dr. S. had explained to Mary that all lilies is a hologram that contains genetic, environmental, physical, nutritional, emotional, spiritual, and behavioral aspect simultaneously. Hologram. You say more than you think. A 7-day plan for using the new body language to get what you want, then guess their side preference. The book of why. If, however, the same diagram had been constructed as a causal diagram, then both the thinking that goes into the construction and the interpretation of the final diagram change. Med School Confidential. Neurosurgeons who spend 7 or more years in training are among the highest paid. Ethics at 101. Once we get beyond those conditions, we can connect with others emotionally, which is what understanding is really all about. The psychology book, Big Ideas Simply had explained. The baby's existence place a huge demand on the mother psychologically and physically, and these evoke feelings of hatred in the mother. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. Fear, doubt, and worry are among the greatest obstacles not only to success but to happiness as well. Smarter thinking. 3 essential keys to solve problems, innovate, and get things done. They consider only a few alternatives when making choice. Convinced. How to prove your competence and win people over. You are a successful lobster, and the most desirable females line up and vie for your attention. Making a good brain great. Hormones. Estrogen deficiency induced by menopause. 6 out of 10 studies showed that women who took estrogen had a low risk for Alzheimer's disease. Butterfly. A butterfly is an insect with 2 pairs of wings that are open brightly colors. Butterflies develop from caterpillars. The Doodle Revolution. To let this activity and segue to the next one. Conduct what I call info doodle work. Segue. Retirement to the 101. You can go back to collecting benefits at any time by notifying the SSA that you've changed your mind. Success 101. What every leader needs to know. Success breeds success. In you, in those closest to you, and in everyone you lead. Start at the rate, finish rich. A no-fail plan for achieving financial freedom at any age. That's a classic rookie mistake. The art of success. What no one ever taught you, but you still need to know. What can we do to get the upper hand? Upper hand. The secret language of obedience. How to read anyone in 3 seconds or less. Influence anyone. How might those different interpretations influence the men's and the women's perception of each other? The slight at the edge, turning simple discipline into massive success and the happiness. Today I'm free and happy. I wake up in the morning energized, aware of which steps are necessary to achieve my goals, and I walk a path that lead me a day at a time to fulfillment. 10 steps in a risk, 10 steps writing in the research paper include special advice on avoiding plagiarism. Step 6. Label note cards and revise working outline. The items of your preliminary outline will provide the labels, which you will write in pencil on the top lines of your note cards. Pencil is better than ink here because you may want to change your label if you find later that a particular note could be used better under another heading. The giants of sales. Who could be better qualified? Getting unstuck, a simple step to solving any problem. But just as you pointed out, Jay had felt very important to her dad. Soul Survivor. Fight tonight, CrossFit. The 21 indispensable qualities of a leader, becoming the person others will want to follow. They are selfish, so to speak, they are need forced. The professional. In other words, we are able to build a larger systemic view. Excuse me, the survival guide to modern business etiquette. The standard for restaurant servers is now 20% of the pre-tax bill, adjusted higher or lower for the quality of service. Writing Smart Jr., The Art and Craft of Writing. Never write another bad book as a report. Do you mean now? Do you mean now? Talking with your hands, listening with your eyes. Promotion, advanced, high. Right and left bent at the hands. The plan. Eliminate the surprising healthy food that are making you fat and lose weight fast. Slice zucchini lengthwise. Turn a great idea into a great business. Lean it changing everything you know about starting a new venture. The first 100 years of management education focused on building strategies and tools that formalize the execution and the patience for existing business. Drugs. Penalties for possession. The 100 absolutely unbreakable laws of business success. Because he was relatively wealthy. Why men don't listen and women can read maps. Women see eating out as a way to build and nurture a relationship. Reading people, how to understand people and predict their behavior anytime, any place. If you notice anything that's unusual or that stick out like a sore thumb, life is something to be enjoyed and lived rather than a well of suffering to be endured on the way to better things. Homecoming, reclaiming and healing your inner child. I think of a situation in the future where the